Okay guys, we're about to head out to the Ford dealership. We're actually going to Bayside Ford because we had some issues with the Maverick on this past Wednesday. So let's just get going and we'll figure out what this is all about as we go over the road. So I'm going to turn the camera around and show you exactly what we had going on so that I can maybe help you guys from making the same mistake that I did. Okay guys, this is the underhood of my 2-liter EcoBoost Maverick, and I just replaced the battery. But we had an issue, and I didn't understand what it was. Even after I replaced the battery, the charge system check soon light came on. So I came out here and was going to check everything out. And eventually I found out that this bolt back here was not tightened completely. I couldn't figure it out. The alternator, it wasn't charging the correct voltage. Your vehicle, when it is charging, the alternator's charging should be 14.5 volts, and I was only getting 12 volts. But this bolt right back here ended up being the culprit. So the charge system check soon light is gone off, but we still now have to go to the dealership. So right now, based on what I have been told by Ford and the local dealership, is that I called them and let them know earlier in the week when I was trying to figure out what was going on. I believed that I had the bad battery issue. Now my Maverick is one of the first ones that was delivered, so I knew based on the bulletin that I got that it was in fact one of those that had the batteries that were in question. And that was the initial reason why I replaced mine, because I knew the battery went out. But I had to get my vehicle back underway. So I went ahead and purchased a battery from Batteries Plus and we installed it. But now when I find out at the dealership is that I have to do, I physically have to bring the vehicle in and a receipt for the battery which I purchased, and they're going to replace the battery that I purchased with a Ford battery. Now you might say, well, what if I don't want a Ford battery? Well, if I don't want a Ford battery, then I'm gonna have to eat the cost myself. However, I paid approximately, I want to say $270, $265, $270 for the battery. What they're going to do is replace my brand new battery with the Ford battery, and then I'll be reimbursed for the amount that I paid for the battery that I paid for, because this is a recall and it was to be paid by the dealership. So that's where I'm on my way now. I'm going to let you guys kind of ride along for the process and we'll see how this all goes. Okay guys, we are heading back from the dealership and it went pretty much seamlessly. I will say this, Bayside Ford, other than one occasion where I got a service tech that I don't think is even there anymore, has always gone well, and this was no exception. I got in, everything was professional. They got me in and out, and they were able to get me in on a holiday Monday, and I can't say that for all the dealers in my area. One in particular that I will not name told me that I'd have to wait at least till Wednesday or Thursday to get my vehicle in to have a battery replaced, which to me, I don't know, maybe they're that busy, I don't know, but I wasn't going to wait all the way until Wednesday to get a battery put in. I will say this, if you have the recall, if you have received the papers in the mail telling you that your vehicle is affected, contact your local Ford dealer as soon as possible. I don't ever remember getting, I got the bulletin stating that that the battery recall was an issue on early 22 and some 23 Maverick models. I knew mine was one of the earliest ones, so I figured that it was, and I did get the letter, so that let me know. But it also says in there they will contact you as soon as their parts are available for the repair. Now, I don't ever remember getting a call or a notice saying that they had the parts in, or I would have probably, hopefully, gotten my battery replaced prior to it actually failing, which it did do. My battery failed I think it was last Monday or Tuesday, I believe it was. And yeah, I just went out one day, and I usually hit my auto start and it didn't start, and I'm like, well, that's strange, it always starts up. I was surprised when I got outside and the vehicle wasn't started. So I got in with the key and it would not start, and I was pretty caught off guard because I had no indication that there was a problem. I hadn't had any starting issues, no battery lights, nothing. But that particular day I went outside and clicked it and I had absolutely nothing. So what I ended up doing, because I could not be without my vehicle, I went ahead and purchased a battery from Batteries Plus, installed it myself, and then I found out afterwards, yes, I guess I just didn't recall because I know I had gotten a notice, but I just hadn't recalled that it was the actual battery that was going to fail and need to be replaced. So I did my research this morning, and in fact it does tell you that if you have to have your battery repaired before you're able to bring it in, that they will reimburse you. So I did bring my receipt to the dealership, and the dealer told me, and I talked it over with him before I got there, and he says what we'll do if you have to have your vehicle repaired and replace the battery before they can put their battery in, you still have to bring it in if you want that recall to be canceled out. Now, I'd already had a brand new battery that I was satisfied with. It was an AGM battery, the same type of battery that they're going to replace your what they call it, enhanced flooded body battery. So yeah, what you have to do if you do that, if you replace it before you get to the dealership, what they're going to do is take your new battery that you have purchased, and they're going to replace it with a Ford battery, because that's the only way that the recall can be erased off of your particular vehicle. So yeah, I had to basically, they took my new battery that I just purchased and they put a brand new Ford battery in. One, it's still good because you're going to get a warranty, a Ford warranty that you would have with a new Ford battery, and it will erase the recall off of your vehicle record. And the other great thing about it is they will reimburse you. Now, I could have done it myself, but I thought it was best to go ahead and let the dealer do that, and they took my receipt and filled out all the paperwork, and then they said Ford at some time, hopefully soon, will send me back the full amount for which I purchased the battery from Batteries Plus. So all is good and well. So I'm gonna just take the camera outside and let you look under the hood, and I'll show you exactly what it looks like. There's nothing going to be exciting about this, I can tell you that right now. Other than that, while we're inside, how y'all liking my seats, my seat covers? I tell you what, after putting these seat covers in here, I will say I am thoroughly impressed with how it turned out and how they look in here. I really am. So yeah, that's what my newly installed seat covers look like in there. And I'm not sure if I'm going to be doing some other stuff with Maverick. I want to ask you guys' opinion about one particular product that Maverick has said that they would send me. So what do you guys think? Will these Maverick fender flares look good on my Maverick? Leave your opinion in the comments on this video. I want to know. So as I did show you earlier, I had the battery that I purchased from Batteries Plus, and here is the Motorcraft battery all installed neatly. And if you notice, your boy keeps his Maverick pretty clean under the hood. This stays this clean for the most part. I do have to, occasionally hose it off with the power washer, but I try to keep it clean because the last thing I want is a dirty engine. A dirty engine is not a happy engine, so I try to keep it clean. And this is basically 4 years old, so it doesn't look like it. And I'm sure the mechanics, when they get under here, which I don't like to have many other people under here besides myself, so yeah, I keep it clean, and I'm sure they appreciate it when they also get under the hood and it's clean. So that ends our adventure with the battery situation. So yeah, I was when that battery light came on the other day after I replaced the battery, it was a night I was coming home from Bible study, and the charge light came on. Charge system failed. Like, what in the world? Why is my charge system light coming on? I just put a new battery in it, and for it to be just a bolt loose, that was a big relief to me. Because in case you haven't done the research, the alternator for one of these 22 Ford EcoBoost Mavericks is anywhere from 500 to 700 bucks, and it's going to be probably at least that much to put it on. When I did the research online, it said between 15 and 1800 bucks to replace your alternator, and I'm so glad that my alternator is good to go. So keep that in mind. And all of you guys who've already received the notice, go ahead, schedule to have your battery replaced. Don't wait like I did until it goes out on you, because when it goes out, it goes out. You're not going to have a whole lot of warning. I'm just glad mine didn't go out, as some people have said, while they are on the road. So get it done as soon as you can. And that is all for today. So we'll see you on the next one. Have a blessed day.